Hey guys, it's Ben Sorensen from Ascent Digital. We work with home services businesses a lot, and so much of the focus sometimes is on traffic to the website that the businesses that we work with oftentimes forget about how important their website actually is in converting the traffic into leads. And so what I want to talk about today is 5 home services website mistakes that we most commonly see, and then a few simple tips and tricks for how to fix them. The first one is slow load time. So it's really important that your website completely loads in 3 seconds or less. As you guys know, we're living in a world now where people want information instantly. We have a very impatient customer base now, and if your website loads slowly, they'll bounce very quickly. So one of the things you need to do is optimize the images within your website. There's 2 different things you want to do in terms of optimizing your images. The first one is make sure that they're labeled properly for SEO so that Google can read what the image is. But the second one is to make sure that it's the proper size and dimensions and format so that it doesn't bog down your website and have it rank slowly, have it load slowly. The other one is videos within your website. We run into a lot of customers that love that big video hero image on the homepage of a website. The best way to do that is to embed that video onto a hosting service like YouTube or Vimeo, and then embed that video onto your website so that it doesn't affect your load speeds. And then the other one there is a fast hosting company. So make sure that you're paying the proper amount of money for your hosting services. There's a lot of website builders and hosting companies that are essentially free or very, very affordable. But just make sure that you're not sacrificing load speed to save a couple of bucks on your hosting expenses. The other one we see a ton of is lacking clear calls to action. So remember that your customers are only going to do the things that you ask them to do, and you've got to make it super easy for them to do those things. So if you want them to fill out a form fill, you need to make form fills on every page of the website with clear calls to action about get a free quote or contact us today or learn more here or whatever it might be. If the desired action is a phone call, there are ways that you need to have your phone number clickable on your website, and you also want to pin it to the menu so that no matter where people are within your website, they can easily get a hold of you and click that phone number to call. The other one is mobile optimization. So what we found is that 65% of all website traffic for home services businesses happen through a mobile device. We're almost to the point where we want to start designing mobile first for those websites, but it's critical that your site is designed with mobile in mind. Speaking of those call to actions with having a phone number, there's some really cool ways that we found where we can have the mobile device pin the phone number up top. So as people are scrolling, they can just click that phone number and call your business and get a hold of you very easily. There's some great tools to check how optimized your website is for mobile optimization. I'll link them here at the bottom of the video so you can plug in your website and see. But the other thing is that I recommend you use a responsive theme. We personally really like to work with WordPress. And the reason is because it renders differently depending on the platform that it's uploaded, that it's viewed on. So if somebody views your website on a desktop or a tablet or a mobile phone, the website will actually responsively render based on the device that they're visiting your site. And it really just creates for a really smooth, nice user experience within your website. The other one is how the site is built and having individual service pages. So there exists a keyword hierarchy, and without getting too far into the weeds, a lot of the times what we find is home services business will have a service page, and then they'll have all of their services listed out within that one page. So there's a header for the service and then a little bit of paragraph. Best practices are going to be that you actually have a standalone page for each one of the services that you offer for a few different reasons. One is that it makes for a great user experience to be able to view that specific service page. It also allows you for you to build out those services better. So on that service page, you now have opportunity for galleries, testimonials, frequently asked questions, or whatever it might be, as opposed to just a paragraph about that service on a larger service page. But the biggest reason, in my opinion, is the keyword hierarchy. So the way that Google indexes keywords is how often those keywords rank in the hierarchy of the design of your website. And if you have standalone pages for each of the services that you offer, you then get to list those services in the hierarchy of the website. So it now becomes actually in the URL, the title tags, the H1 headings, the H2 headings, the body content of the site, and so on and so on. So for example, if you're a plumbing contractor, instead of having a services page that lists drain cleaning, new installations, whatever it might be, I would highly recommend that you build out your site and expand on it so that each of your services has their own standalone landing page. The other one is SEO strategy. It's not enough anymore to just build a website and then know that traffic's going to come. We actually have to encourage traffic and continually work on our websites so that they index properly and rank on Google and ultimately drive the search traffic. So what I recommend for everybody is to start a simple blog page and then answer questions that you're asked frequently in the form of a blog. So if you think about those questions that your customers ask you all of the time, which I'm sure you know of, when the phone rings, there's those 10 common questions or whatever it might be. Write those down in quick blog formats and publish them to your website. Because odds are, if somebody's calling you and asking you that question, there's a very high likelihood that they're Googling the same questions as well. And it's a great opportunity for you to position yourself as a source of authority and answer those questions proactively so that when they're looking for those answers, you're the company that they find. So again, we focus so much on traffic to our websites nowadays. I'm going to really encourage everybody with a home services business to think about what happens after the traffic gets to the website. Make sure that your website is loading fast enough and that your load speeds are proper. Make sure that you have clear call to actions throughout the website with click to calls, form fills, and engaging calls to action such as get a free quote. Make sure that your website is mobile optimized. I recommend using a responsive theme like WordPress so that it renders properly on smartphones, tablets, and desktops. And don't forget about your SEO strategy. The easiest thing to do is to create a blog page and answer the questions that you're asked frequently. Fix those 5 mistakes, and I promise you the traffic to your site is going to turn into more leads and ultimately more business for you.